story. I was there.
All right. Here, do what you want with yours. I'm getting down on the next.
Hey, John, who wants a bigger piece of you, huh? Your bookie or your tailor?
I'm split right down the middle, baby. Put out the fucking cigarette before you give us all cancer, please.
Cancer? What cancer, huh? Nobody proved nothing. The government has not proved that cigarettes cause cancer.
What fucking government is he talking about now?
I don't know.
You know tobacco people on the feds?
Fuck that.
Put out the fucking cigarette.
Put the cigarette.
Put it out.
Are you serious? Yeah. What a fucking ball breaker here.
Hey, Gene, you going to Mom's later?
It's Friday night. Me and Pete both going, right?
Give it up. Put your shirt on top of it. Pete, kick something into that like you're supposed to. No, right now. Then Mig, kick in. Come on, you've been robbing cannolis from us for 20 fucking years now.
Hey, John, your old man told me that your mother's got a Zulu maid.
Fucking guy. You know he never wanted me to marry Vicky? Best thing that ever happened to me in my life.
And why?
Never wanted me to marry her.
And why not, John?
Well, Vicky's stepfather's Italian, but her real father was a Jew.
So?
So the Jews whacked out Jesus.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know, maybe he had it coming.
Oh, under the table. Watch out for that motor light and it's coming.
There's a simple reason why I am not part of the bookend combination. Bookends are usually of equal stature, and mine does not equal that of Senator Noe, but I'm happy to be here at the end, beginning at any time. I will be uncharacteristically brief. This gathering this morning and the parade today is the answer to Bitburg. This is the answer to the visit to those SS graves. This is the answer and acknowledgement of Auschwitz and Dachau and the other extermination camps that existed. And this is the answer for America, for the 6 million Jews and tens of millions of other innocent people who were mutilated by Hitler. And this, I think, is the morally responsible way for us to pay tribute. For this is the strongest possible declaration that the moral amnesia, which we have read about in the headlines for the past week, has in fact not displaced the memory of what went before in the minds of tens of millions of Americans. Today, we remember the happiness and the horror when the concentration camps were ultimately liberated. Today, we remember and we honor many of you who are in this room, you who survived those camps and came on to be great American citizens or leaders of the honorable state of Israel. Today, I think the notion of saluting the modern state of Israel is something which is essential for the moral fabric of America, not merely Israel. As Elie Wiesel said, and just recently, and it really captured me, of all of what he said, one sentence impressed me more than any other. He said, "We invoke the past for the sake of our future, not to dwell on our pains." Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here in the capacity as a United States Senator because I think not only America, but all humanity needs Israel to survive. Thank you very much.
My dear friends, I join you this day in this march to demonstrate my commitment to the state of Israel. I join you in this march to salute the brave people of Israel and to thank them for protecting and defending our national interests in that part of the world. I join you this day in this march so that we will always remember the Nazi Holocaust and to honor those who died as victims of that dark days in our history, and to hope that we will never forget, because to forget we would be doing a great disservice to mankind. I join you this day on this march to express my sadness over the presidential pilgrimage to Bitburg, and to say to my president that by honoring those who butchered the Jews, we dishonor ourselves. And by paying homage to the SS men, we dishonor and insult American men who died in Malmedy. And for another personal reason, in my participation in the battle against the Nazis on this day 40 years ago, I lost my arm. For these reasons, I join you in the parade.
Safer, secure America. We are talking about our friends all over. We're talking about making sure that our most important strategic ally, Israel, has a very secure place in the Middle East. In energy policy, we do not have that freedom and flexibility. That
as he has waved to me, so I know he's here. Borough President Andrew Stein arrived. There's Andy. Councilman Stanley Michaels arrived in the back. Congressman Ben Gilman has come in.
Dear friends, it's a special privilege for me to be here today, and I am sure that the Jews and the ghettos and the concentration camps 40 years ago never thought that there will be a state of Israel and an Israeli flag. And I want to assure you that all the Israeli representatives, whenever they speak not only for the present generation of Israelis or of Jews, but also for those that do not and did not have the privilege to see a Jewish state. And on this day of festivity, let us remember them, let us remember the Jews that have no opportunity to celebrate the independence of the Jewish state, those that live in the Soviet Union and in the Arab lands. Let me say thank you to all the friends of Israel and this country, those that know our problems, those that trust us that we will overcome these difficulties. And above all, let us remember that besides the memorials that we establish to the memory of the dead, and that should be done, we all have one memorial, and that is a very living memorial, and that's the State of Israel. Thank you very much.
Congressman Green, what is your assessment of President Reagan's decision to go ahead and visit the cemetery in West Germany?
I think it's a great tragedy. The fact of the matter is that that's a cemetery where members of the SS, who really were the heart of Nazism and who operated the concentration camp, are buried. It would seem to me the president could pick some other site, for example, some site associated with Konrad Adenauer, who was sort of the George Washington of post-war West Germany, and who brought the country to the democracy that it is today, and honor that site. That would really symbolize our relationship with the new Germany instead of seeming to honor the old Germany.
Is it possible, though, that we would severely insult our allies if the president made a turnaround at this point?
I don't think so, because I think if you picked a site that honored Adenauer, you would be honoring all that's good in the new Germany. Why honor the old Germany?
You are a Republican. There is the impression that the president is afraid to upset the conservative element by showing some submission to an interest group. Is that a correct assessment of his political activity or thinking?
Oh, I don't think so, and I don't see this as a conservative or a liberal issue. I think he's just made a mistake, and there are times when you've made a mistake when you've just got to admit it and start over.